How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I need to talk to you about two things today. First of all is Virgin Galactic and the fact that they just jumped 17% out of nowhere. I'll give you some different reasonings I think that could be the cause of this and why I would not bet against this stock, why it could have some explosive growth coming up. Also, I want to talk to you about a stock that I bought recently and added to my shares because it's been beaten down a little bit this last week or two. And I think it's going to be a great stock for the long term. So I'll hit on both of these. If you guys don't mind, hitting the like button before we start. I really appreciate that. Please hit subscribe too. If you guys want some free stock through Webull, there's a link down below. If you deposit $100, you can get up to $3,700 worth of free stock. And there's a link down there. If you guys do want to join our Patreon, we're nearing 4,500 members. So there are tons of people for you to talk to about whatever stock you want to talk about. I also tell you all my buys and sells right when I buy them or sell them. I bought one alternative asset today and I bought this stock. So you can definitely join that down below if you're interested. Now we're talking about Virgin Galactic because again, it went up 17% today. It just jumped pretty much out of nowhere and it's just been continuously moving up all day. And this is very interesting because there was not much news at all. But if we look at the 5-day, it's up a decent amount. If we look at the 1 month, it's up about 75%. Now I personally am up about 85% or so. Now, I don't have a large position in Virgin Galactic, but I've been talking about it for months and months and months. And I've said the whole time that I think this is a high risk, high reward company. And they do have a lot of stuff going for them right now. Now, they did fail their last launch, but there's a lot of hype in the sector right now because Cathie Wood said that she was going to make an ETF for just space stocks. So this is going to be ArcX. We talked about this a few weeks ago. And the companies that would be in this are all space related. That caused the whole sector to jump up. But again, we moved up a lot today and there hasn't been much news on that. Now I looked on Virgin Galactic's website and this definitely was not what it was. This is the newest thing from them, just that they had Virgin Galactic partnered with Under Armour. So that definitely did not cause the stock to push up. Now, they do give updates every once in a while on their test flights. Now, this one's from December 14th, so that's not what it is either. If we look at Lucid tracking, we can see what ARK has been doing. They've just been consistently adding shares. So they did buy a good amount yesterday, about $3 million worth. But that was not anything that I think caused the stock to jump because this is not a huge amount for them. I mean, this is a very large amount, but it's not a significant portion larger than some of these other buys. So I started to look through. Some people are just saying that it's more on the space ETF. The interesting thing is how much of a straight line this is. I mean, it's not a straight line up, but it's consistent. So unlike, let's say, we look at GameStop, where they had a short squeeze earlier this week, this was almost straight up a couple times. So from 10 to 11 or 10:30, it went up about 34%. So maybe it's that, but this has been over a few hours that's gone up about 20%. So it seems like it's a bit too consistent for a short squeeze. Now, I could be wrong, but take a look. They do have a very high short interest. Look at their short percentage of float. It's about 81.5%. Now, what does this mean? Well, the float refers to the number of tradable shares of a company's stock. Theoretically, the maximum amount of a company's float that could be shorted is equal to the float itself, or 100%, although in reality, it's rare for a stock to have a short interest greater than 50%. Now, the interesting thing is, Sen stock, which is up about a couple 100% over the last 2 weeks. If we just look here, it's up about 227%. We bought in at $1.60 average cost basis. So this one is up a huge amount, and it has a lower short percentage of float by about a factor of 2. And it's only shorted about 105 million out of the $800 million market cap. So it's only about 12% or so, 12 or 13% short ratio compared to the company that we were just talking about, SPCE, which is much higher. I mean, again, double the short percentage of float and about double the amount of short interest overall, which is really interesting. This could send the stock price up pretty quickly if there is a consistent move up. Now, they do have some catalysts going for them in the future. First of all, again, the Cathie Woods ETF. Also, any other ETF that says that they want to do space, because usually I think there are some people that follow Cathie Woods' initiatives and what she's trying to do. Also, I think there could be catalysts moving forward with any kind of test flights that go well for Virgin Galactic, because honestly, the last one did not go well. But if they have them go well in the future, I think that could be a catalyst. But there are also a lot of risks if they're not included in the Cathie Woods ETF, or if they have another poor test flight or anything like that. I think could be a potential bad catalyst for them, and that's why I'm not adding more shares right now. I mean, I am up 85%, actually a little bit more than that now. I think maybe probably 89% or something, because it's moving up more since I started the video. But I'm not adding more shares because I'm comfortable with the risk reward of this stock right now. Now, the company that I bought today was STPK, and I've done a video on this before. I'll put it on the end screen. This one's been moving up a lot over the last couple months, but over the last 5 days, or even a little bit longer than that, over the last 2 weeks, it's been pushing down. Now, I think this is just because it had such a quick run up. I believe there might have been some other news that came out that worried investors, but they just came out with their investor presentation, and this is as of yesterday. If you don't know what the company does, again, I'll put it on the end screen, but they're a grid storage company that also allows customers to save money on their energy. So this is an interesting company that already works with a lot of large corporations. You can see some of them here. They're going to have a very strong balance sheet. They'll have about $525 million here soon because of the fact that they are a SPAC. Now, they have software as a service. They also have hardware and network. They have several different parts of their business. What I think is really interesting is this is one of their updates. They have 182 projects in process as of now, as opposed to a few months ago when they had 140. They also have 100% of 2021 revenue in contracted backlog. So assuming they can actually go through with the contracts, they've already reached what they want to reach for 2021. Now, this makes me think that they're actually going to beat this, that they're going to beat what they said they were going to do. Now, I could be wrong. This could change. Of course, none of this is financial advice, but I think they're already going to hit their 2021 numbers. Again, it's kind of based on the pandemic a little bit, but their 2020 revenue is expected to be about 10% or so above prior guidance. They're also expecting, about 147 or so million in revenue for this coming year. You can actually see 147 they're projecting in revenue, but they have 198 million in bookings. We've seen Biden's plan and how he wants to throw trillions of dollars into this industry, and this is something I just found really exciting as an investor. I already owned shares, but I actually picked up more shares today. So overall, I have a decent amount of money in STPK. Now, they still have to go through with their merger. Do your own research. But I think that this is a company that I really want to be part of. I think that it has a lot of room to grow. Right now, it's only about $1.5 billion company. They're talking about revenues of about $147 million this year, which puts them at a forward price to sales ratio of about 10, which is expensive, but is not quite like some of the other SPACs that we've seen this year. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you want to know exactly what I buy and sell in real time, you can definitely check out the link down below to Patreon. Also, let me know your thoughts on SPCE and STPK. And if you want to see my video on STPK that I did before, or my video on the new ARK ETF, I'll put them up here on the end screen. Thanks.